Yes, once again, my dear brothers and sisters, we are again gathering here, and I'm so much glad that you are okay and the Lord has kept you safe. And I pray that the peace of God will always be with you to constantly continue to keep you safe. And as you strive for even to live for Him and serve Him in these last days. Now, today I'm privileged again to share with you, and especially this one now, I was actually guided by a new missionary who came to our ward. She's from actually Fiji. Her name is, I think I'll just call her name here. Her name is Sister Vosa. She actually came to serve in my ward, and as I was asking about her, she told me she was from Fiji. I had never heard of the land of Fiji before. And one thing that is so crazy, uh, she told me that in their land, they believe that their first ancestors who inhabited the land, they actually came from Tanzania, which is actually a mind-boggling and an eye-opening history that I had never known. And that is what she's telling me, that the first ancestors, or the first ancestors who came to Fiji, were actually from Tanzania. Now, Tanzania is a neighboring country to us, Kenya. It is one of the countries in East Africa, and that is in African continent. We have East Africa, and then we have Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. Those are actually East African countries. And now we've been joined by actually Congo, which is the Democratic Republic of Congo. It has actually accepted to be part of East Africa. So this lady, Sister Vosa, shout out to you when you come across this video. Please, thank you very much for serving, and I'm looking forward also to see your comment down there someday when you return home. When you come across this video, you place a comment there. So this is actually Fiji, and without further ado, let me just welcome you so that we can actually see what the church is really doing in Fiji.
Buses line the streets at Ratu Thakombau Park near Suva, Fiji on a soggy Tuesday.
There's a feeling of excitement, there's a happy mood and a joy in people's faces.
Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints traveling up to 5 hours, some with banners, in anticipation of the arrival of their beloved prophet.
Not every day or every year that we get this opportunity, and so this is a big thing.
Leonard Whippy met his Tahitian wife Ke'etu at Brigham Young University, Hawaii. They now call Fiji home, raising 5 children, all eager to see a living prophet and hear his message.
What he sees for us as a family, like how we can strengthen our families, it's a humbling experience.
What's something that President Nelson has asked us to do since he was a prophet when he gave a talk in General Conference?
We've tried to prepare our kids, and hopefully they will remember this day.
Thank you for my decoration. I feel like I've been wrapped in love.
More than 5,000 Latter-day Saints and friends of the church huddled on bleachers to hear the prophet's message.
And may I thank you for your great faith. I wondered if you could do it, and you did it. You turned off the rain.
President Nelson, joined by wife Wendy, Elder Garrett W. Gong and wife Susan, and Elder O. Vincent Halleck and his wife Peggy, spoke to the saints in Suva about remaining steadfast in their beliefs.
As you feast on the words of Christ, you will see and understand things you've never seen nor understood before.
It may seem like a small thing to pray each day, to study the scriptures, but just like shooting an arrow, a small adjustment here makes a big difference over time.
A favorite activity for President Nelson is asking the young children to stand.
Let's see you wave your arms. Do you think we could sing one verse? I am a child of God. I'll be the song leader. Oh, bless you, children. Now, you can tell your grandchildren one day that you sang for the prophet in the year 2019.
As a parting gift, the congregation surprised President Nelson with the Fijian farewell song, Isale.
When we were singing, we were really expressing from our heart that we were grateful for the prophet, for the restored gospel.
I think the people have a love for President Nelson, and I think that love was expressed through the song, and I think if you were here tonight, that people felt that.
You'll see, my dear brothers and sisters, the love that is expressed when the prophet is there. You could feel that genuine love, and that is actually God's love. Sometimes you may not actually be able to understand this, but when you see other countries, how the church is actually, strong, and how leaders of the church are really, really being revered, and what the Lord is actually doing through these leaders of the church, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you can see the greatest love that people have for the prophet, and the greatest even joy that people will always have when they hear the prophet is visiting their country. It's always a very, very wonderful joy. And I remember also in my country when President Nelson visited, it was actually a joy because people will come very early. They just want to listen from the prophet. And that is the only hope we have in this life, because just listening from what the Lord is saying. And that is one of the greatest key, my dear brothers and sisters. And I know if we strive forth even to develop these great desires of listening from the Lord and of following what exactly He has instructed, then the blessings from heaven will always come and cover us. And this is true because I can see it in my own area. I can see what the Lord is doing. I can see how the Lord is actually covering His saints. And I can see what exactly the Lord is doing to families. Families are being restored. And most of the time when we go to church, sometimes every Sunday, and people see us like we've gathered in the church, those who are actually anti-families and those who are, not living their lives properly. At times, even when we meet them on the road, they would be like, "You guys, I'm seeing you, and I'm just so guilty because I know what I'm doing is not right." By the fact that they can see you, they feel your spirit, and their spirit communes to them and tells them, "Hey, there's something you need to change about your life." And I've heard that severally. Every time, like, we'll walk to the church with my children and my family, my wife and I and my children. And at times we meet people in the road and you'll find somebody looks at you and he says, "Hey guys, you pray for us. Pray for me." And there are those who are courageous enough, they will only stop you and they will tell you, "Hey man, you know what? I've just seen you and I felt like I need to just say hello." And he says that I actually feel guilty when I just see you. You know why? Because I realize that I need to change myself. I realize that something in me, it's not right and it needs to be changed. And that one has been so much encouraging, very much encouraging. And that is where it is that when the Lord establishes a light somewhere, that light will be seen by everyone. And as He says that we are light, we are likened unto light. Okay, and we need to put our light on top of the table, not under the table. Just put on top of the table so that everybody can see that lamp, that light. And that is what the church is all about. And we can see what the church is doing across the world. I didn't know personally as an African. I've come from a very deepmost part of the villages of Africa, you know, and I just came to the city recently for work and for other things. But from the deepmost part of the village, I didn't know there was a country called Fiji that exists in this planet Earth. But I've known Fiji through Sister Vosa, one of the missionary sisters who've come to serve in my ward. I asked her, like, which country are you coming from? And she's like, I'm from Fiji. And I was like, Fiji? Where is Fiji? I don't know Fiji. At least Tonga, I know. Tonga I've heard, because when I was in the mission, I served with an elder from Tonga. And he went to BYU to play, you know, this American football. But I had never heard of Fiji. And to be honest, it is only Sister Vosa who is now an ambassador of our country to us here in Africa, because she always has to explain a lot where Fiji is and what Fiji is all about. Because a lot of people don't know where Fiji is. And I thank God that I came across her and I wanted to know what exactly the church is. And I've seen such a lovely people in Fiji, very lovely people, and with full of the Spirit of Christ. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters, for all that you do. And please let me hear your comments down there, how you feel about this country, Fiji, and what the church is actually doing there. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you, and see you next time.